Hello, this is my audience. My mom and my brother.
Hello. Hello.
Okay, so let's start. So my name is Frida Lally, and I'm going to be presenting conflict and cohesion in communications. So fighting is good. Though it seems like an odd statement, when it comes to groups, a little conflict can actually be the key to greater cohesion. Don't you think don't you think a team that agrees on everything is pretty boring? Conflict, when managed well, can strengthen relationships and can create more dynamic, cohesive groups. Today, I'll be talking about how conflict, when approached in the right way, can help produce cohesion within small groups. Whether you are a part of a work team, a sports club, or even just a group project in class, understanding how to navigate conflict is essential for building strong, effective teams. By the end of this presentation, you'll understand how conflict can actually improve teamwork, productivity, and group satisfaction. To start, let's define what we mean by conflict. Conflict is simply disagreement or disharmony that arises when individuals in a group have differences in goals, behaviors, ideas, procedures. It's important to note that conflict is natural, and when handled constructively, it can actually strengthen group relationships and create better outcomes. So, the first type of conflict is task conflict. This is when a group member disagrees about the work itself, the goals, the ideas, or the methods be to be used. For instance, for instance, in a project team, members might argue about which strategy is more effective for reaching their target audience. Personal conflict is when personalities clash and communication styles don't mesh. A team member may have more direct approach while another may be more passive. If not addressed, these clashes can escalate and disrupt the group's harmony. Procedural conflict involves disagreements about the group's processes, such as how decisions are made or how tasks are assigned. For example, a team might disagree about whether to make decisions through consensus or having a designated leader to make calls for the whole group or team. Understanding these different types of conflict is important because each one requires a different approach to resolution. So there are two different ways to go. There are two different ways that conflict can go. It can either be constructive or deconstructive. Constructive conflict happens when disagreements are expressed in ways that respect all members' opinions and ultimately strengthening the group. For example, in brainstorming sessions, diverse ideas lead to creative solutions that the group wouldn't have come up with alone. This type of conflict brings out the best in people. Destructive conflict, on the other hand, occurs when disagreements escalate into personal attacks or when communication breaks down entirely. This can lead to resentment and weakness in the group dynamic. So, what makes conflict constructive rather than deconstructive? One of the most important factors is how we can handle conflict. How we handle conflict or our conflict style. Conflicts, each of us has a natural way of dealing with conflict. These conflict styles can significantly impact how we work together in groups. There are 5 main conflict styles. Avoidant conflict style, which is when someone withdraws from conflict altogether, avoiding confrontation. While this may prevent immediate tension, it leaves the conflict unresolved and can harm the group in the long term. Accommodating conflict is people with accommodating conflict are people that tend to give into others' demands, sometimes at the expense of their own needs. So this can create harmony in the short term, but may lead to frustration and resentment towards other members.
Yeah.
Competing conflict is someone that is focused on winning. When individuals prioritize their own goals over the group, this can lead to conflict if others feel their ideas are being dismissed or ignored. Compromising conflict style is a style that tries to meet people halfway. Each person gives up a little to reach a middle goal. While it's a fair approach, it might always not lead to the best possible solution for the entire group. Collaborating conflict styles. This style is ideal for creating cohesion. It focuses on working together and finding solutions that satisfy everyone's needs and achieving the group's common goal. This style is about creativity, problem solving, and building better and stronger relationships within the group. The key to using conflict constructively is knowing how to manage it. There are several strategies that we can use. So there's the 4R's method, which involves four steps. So reasoning, understanding the cause or the reason of the conflict. Reaction, consider how people are reacting to it. Results, assess the potential consequences or results of the certain situation. And resolutions, find a solution that aligns with the group's goals. The AEIOU model promotes understanding and collaboration by A, assuming others mean well, E, expressing your feelings, I, identifying your goals, O, outlining expected outcomes, and U, understanding each other's perspectives. Cooperative negotiation is also another strategy on just finding common ground and creating mutually beneficial solution. It involves open communication and empathy and commitment to a shared goal. Both of the models or methods that I explained have that, which is why they're good for creating cohesion within groups. So, in conclusion, conflict doesn't have to tear a group apart. When managed with the right strategies and conflict, it can foster stronger relationships, better decision making, and a more cohesive group. Embrace the idea that conflict, when handled well, is an opportunity for growth, innovation, and stronger connections within your group. Thank you.
Oh, that's very informative.
Thank you.
What was that second conflict?
I'm sorry, what was that?
What was the second conflict? You were defining different conflicts.
Different conflicts. So there are multiple. There are the second one that I listed specifically was personal conflict. Do you remember what that means?
Yeah. I just read the name.
Oh, okay, yeah. So all these different conflicts are, like I said, important to know like what they are and how to deal with each one, because this is not only applicable in professional situations, but also unprofessional situations.
Yeah, personal.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do you guys have any questions?
That was the only question I had.
Mm-hmm.
It's about, I think you get more when you meet people halfway.
Yeah.
More accomplished when you meet people halfway.
Mm-hmm.
And avoiding personal attacks, like.
Yeah.
That was really nice. Really informative. I enjoyed it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank y'all. All right. Bye.
Bye, baby.